Hey, welcome back to Monday with Molly. I'm Andrew Kosselman here with Molly Dean at Leader One Financial. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the mortgage business, and today I want to focus on something pretty important in getting approved for a home loan: income.
Okay.
Gotta have it, right?
You do.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's start with just your basic. How do you get qualified if you're like an hourly wage earner or a W-2 earner? What does that mean to somebody being W-2?
That means that your employer holds your taxes. So, for example, if you make $20 an hour, you're actually not taking that much home, right? So you have a gross income, and then your employer takes out federal tax and state tax and various other deductions, and you get what's left, right? That's a W-2 employee. So they're paying the taxes that you owe on your behalf before they pay you.
Most people are W-2.
Most, yes.
Yeah. So if, let's say, I'm about to get a job, I'm starting in a few weeks, it's going to be a W-2 job. Do I have to wait until I've been there a couple years to use that income?
You do not.
Okay.
You do need employment history,
Mhm.
right? Generally 2 years, but that doesn't mean it has to be on one job for 2 years. History is also things like college. So if you've been in college for 4 years and you're getting your first job offer, we can count that. It's called expected income. We can actually use that with an offer letter from where you're going, and your 2 years prior is considered your school.
So somebody who's W-2 who maybe is just about to start or has only been there a few months, A-okay, let's go ahead and see what we got.
Yeah, as long as they've had some sort of history previous to that we can document that they've been working or doing something in some capacity that's considered history, yes.
Okay, what about non-W-2 people? So like your 1099 earners.
So that's a completely different ballgame.
Okay.
So 1099 is income that there is no tax taken out of. So if you make $20 an hour, you get all of the $20 an hour from that employer. That employer is not paying any taxes on your behalf. Therefore, you are considered self-employed. You claim that income, and then you get to utilize your deductions to offset the taxable income to lower your total income that you're paying taxes on.
A lot of contract workers are paid that way. And I think sometimes people get confused because you said you're self-employed, and a lot of people say, no, I work for somebody who gives me a 1099, but in the mortgage business, it's still considered kind of the same thing.
You would file that on a Schedule C.
Mhm.
That's sole proprietor income on your tax return. And we have to take the income after your deductions, because that's what you're actually paying taxes on. Right? So it gets a little tricky, and you have to have been doing that for 2 years, self-employed.
Gotcha. 2 full years of history.
Yes.
Unlike the W-2s, where as long as we have history, we can use it, regardless of
Right.
time worked. Okay, real quick, and this is kind of the end of the conversation a little bit. 2 other sources of income. First, retirement income. Is that usable?
Absolutely it is.
Pensions, Social Security.
Pension, Social Security, and even money that you have put away in a 401k or an IRA or something like that, and you've decided to maybe retire before retirement age, and you start withdrawing on that. There are guidelines, but we can count that as income as well.
Even if you haven't retired yet.
That's correct.
Wow. Okay. What about the last one that we see, part-time income?
Part-time income is usable if you've been doing it for 2 years. If you've consistently held 2 jobs for 2 years, we can average the part-time income on the second job over 2 years to give you the additional money each month.
So kind of in the same concept of the 1099 rule, where it's like you have to have the history, but we can use it.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's all I had for you today, Molly. Thanks so much for wrapping that up for us. So have a great week, everybody.
Happy Monday.